Hello, good afternoon, day 156, I believe. It is Friday, May 23rd. Got off work, heading back home. Well, I don't say head back home, well, but heading to the gym, then to the post office, then to home. Work was really chill, nothing much. Like one unlock, two unlocks, no move outs. Uh, they had me with my coworker again, and same thing tomorrow as well. So it's really chill past 2 days and maybe even tomorrow, unless I get like a text message telling me to go to somewhere else. And this water's hot. But yeah, pretty easy day. So I was still watching like financial sales videos yesterday. Like I may dabble into some like AI stuff. Cause those my coworker, like that guy, at this point pretty much made it in terms of where he can just retire. Oh, it's but with how easy the job he has, like why retire? But like if he wanted to just leave, he can right now because of he has income outside of just his main job now. I mean, from what I'm aware of, he has lots of investments in stocks, which he did a lot of research back in the day for, like not back in the, but several years ago during COVID, which at this point has grown quite a bit for him. And then probably some other stuff as well. But it's like pretty much he's got it. And it's like dang, like that's where I need to get to, just have like outside income that's not from my main job. Which that's I don't know. Other one of those things. Well, you know, the cash assertion, cash something is like, yeah, cash flow, and you have like cash accumulation. Oh yeah, a cash accumulation, and you have cash flow, right? I mean, cash flow is like what you have, or savings wise, stuff like that. But cash flow is like what you're constantly getting in. It's like you want more cash flow. I mean, you obviously want both, but maybe it's better having low savings but like constantly cash flow in, and then spending it to keep that or increasing that amount coming in. Uh, but it's one of those things where it's hard to start, but once you start, it's easy to continue. And then obviously once you get to a certain point, like trying to get 100K, right? Once you get to a certain point, like okay, I'm making a bunch of money, but then like that next cap, 100K, then a million, and onward, 10 million. It's like, how do I grow? How do I get? I mean, but for me, it was like, man, you get a million or 100K. I mean, obviously, even like 100K, that's not that much, honestly. But you make a million a year, shit, you live in the, and obviously, like that's not very much, but like you're already a bunch, what, 80% plus, like you got it there, right? 80%. Shit, and worldwide, like at that point, you make a million a year, you just keep reinvesting that properties or other source of income coming in. You good, you good. Um, but now it's the thing, man. It's like I've been on look. I look through LinkedIn, look through Indeed, and it's like okay, all these jobs pay higher, but either I don't have the skills for them, or I just or not interested in these jobs, right? And it's like, man, like the ideal thing would be to, like, sure, like my job right now, I definitely not making enough, right? But it's an easy job, right? She, like, out of the 8 hours, I might only work really like 2 hours, right? For us, I'm just kind of sitting there and just doing nothing. But it's like, that's it. Like, I'm not making anything else. But if I'm doing that plus making income from other means, now that's where you're making it there. Because you have to have multiple sources of income. If you want to get ahead, you have to have multiple sources of income. And that's the thing. It's hard. The hard part is getting started. Once you get started, I mean, you just keep going. That's my thing. I just need to get started. Once I get started, the ball's gonna just roll, right? I just keep going, keep doing what I'm doing, researching, learning. What the heck is this? I was reading this like stickers this car had. I was like, I don't know. Like, don't hit me. I don't know how insurance works. All of us don't. But it's like, man, like, yeah, you can get these very high end jobs that pay really well. But that's still one source of income versus how to get big is not big, but head is making money while you sleep. And that's where it's like you can sleep, take it out, do nothing, you're still making money. So that right there is where you get ahead. Like, man, it's just starting somewhere and just focusing on it and getting as best as you can with it. 'Cause, man, it's like you can. I mean, honestly, if you have multiple sources of income, you can make more than what a high earning career is, for an individual. I mean, heck, you have was it OnlyFans people making millions and just taking pictures of their body and just doing stuff like that, sexual stuff like that. It's like, man, like, obviously, guys different, like, unless you find certain clientele that's willing to pay, right? That's the thing. It's just, yeah, you can have a high paying job, which I still like would want, but once you have other some forms of income, you don't gotta work. You can just start managing all these other income means, and just once you get to a certain point, it's just like autopilot, and it's like now that's where it's like, yeah, you don't got to really do much, and it just matters maintaining that, keep increasing the amounts every year, every month, every week, and you're living a good life. You, your family, go go anywhere you want. Don't have to worry about the prices or anything like that. You just how much? No, you don't even have to ask that. Like, yeah, I want this and this and this. Here's a car or debit card. Here's what better than that yet. Here's the cash. As I say, cash is king, and that's where it's like, yeah, that's where you want to be. That's where I need to be. Because what the past 2 years I've been saying, like, let me find a job. Let me find a job. You know, it's just not. Deep down, I know what I'm doing isn't working. I gotta change it up. All right, and I know. Yeah, like let's say I get a higher paying job, may pay 20,000, may pay 10,000, 30,000, right? Obviously, I'm undercutting myself, but let's say that, right? Okay, but that's just for the year. Let's say 70,000 a year. Would I what I make base, and then if I can find some sort of other sources of income, 500 here, 1,000 there, bam, 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 every month. At the end of the year, I keep my lower paying easy job, and I make close to, if not more, on these other hustles, these other sources of income, and then I just keep focusing on that till it gets to the point where you know what, I don't need it. If not, to be honest, like for me, let me think. In a way, you could probably like, just retire. Like you have this easy job, do nothing, and heck, when it's slowed down, you can probably look into your other businesses, your other source of income, focus on that. Do deal on this and this and that. Because even if you get fired, let go, you already have other sources of income to compensate for it. But that with your main job starts to become your side job, and you don't really need that anymore because you have other means to pay for expenses. But that's where it's like, ooh, you know, that's where it's like, ooh, don't need it because I mean, there's so many ways to make money. It's just knowing how to and where to. Like there was one where, like I know sports betting has been a really big thing. I mean, I see people always saying they made $1,000 off these bets. And it's like, my understanding, because my coworker was talking about it, it's like, it doesn't take much to bet. And then when you do bet, like obviously you gotta know the people, you gotta know the players to have more depth. Like, hey, like this player, if he scores this much, I get this payout, or this team wins, I get this payout, this and that. And it's like, if you bet so many things, I would imagine you can. Now, obviously, the more you bet, higher payout, right? But I mean, there's some things you could probably just bet low, and that it has such a low chance to even happen. If it does happen, I mean, you get a decent amount. And it's like, if you know what you're doing and just keep using that money you win to invest more and more and more, I mean, you're gonna get thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, that right there replaces your main job easily, very quickly. It's just a matter of having that knowledge and skill to be able to do that. All right, it's just interesting. That's why I was like wanting to look because AI is definitely like the next big thing, right? And I mean it's already here, but I need to know more about it, get more knowledge about it. Because that's where it's like you have a free worker that can do numerous things for you for free. Like doesn't get any better than that, huh? So it's like I'm definitely gonna look into that. After I come back to the gym, everything, I'll probably just watch some videos about that. Pique my interest. Ugh. And then so, but yeah, I'll call it here till tomorrow. We'll see how the day goes. Title. So much to learn, so little time. Yeah, I was like, man, it's one of those things where you're like, you wish you had this type of mindset when you were younger, So you would have done the research, done the learning in the past, and have taken action already, right? But hey, you gotta start somewhere, right? So, so much to do, so little time. So, that's gonna be the time for today's video. Tomorrow. See ya.